Hello class, I'm Professor Hatter. I'm doing a midnight recording session here, and we are doing my own top hats of 2020. I'm doing a top 20 of 2020 hats. So, two parts. First part will be 20 through 11, so with some notable honorable mentions, and then video number 2 will be the top 10 of 2020. Now, I did mention in my YouTube review and year in review video that I've already put out that this top hat list of 2020, top 10, top 20, whatever you would want to call it, is going to be way different than all the other top hats of 2020 that you've seen. I am going to go over the top 20 hats that I have obtained in 2020, which means some of them you have seen before. Some of them were released in 2020. Some have been made already and have been around for years, but it just took me until 2020 to get. So this top hat list is going to reemphasize the originality of the channel and emphasize hat diversity. And we will be getting started, but make sure you got a notebook, pen, or pencil for all these hats here. Doing another review session, and there will be a test at the end just to see you're paying attention. Year in review, let's get going. Class is in session. Let's go. So in 2020, I got plenty of hats. I had about 139 hats I bought. Whether they be hats that were my favorite team, or hats that needed to help with a sub-collection of my own, or maybe it's a hat that piques one of my interests in sports, film, or TV. Whether they be a hat that I bought to support someone I know in some capacity. This one is for Andrew. He moved out to a suburb of Charlotte, North Carolina recently for his vicarage, so I want to support him. Or whether they be hats that just were part of a craze in 2020 and a popular trend. I got plenty of hats, and these are the top 20, well, the first 10 of the top 20. Hat number 20 is Wayne's World. Wayne's World is a movie based on Saturday Night Live characters from Mike Myers, sorry. The Canadian one, not the scary killer one. The funny one. The one that was Shrek. And Dana Carvey, who was also the church lady. Isn't that special? And both of them were part of the Wayne's World movie. And it was actually shot in Illinois, in the suburbs of Chicago. And there's one scene where they show all these cars stacked on top in like a shish kebab on a needle. That I lived like maybe 20 minutes from when I was growing up in Forest Park. So Wayne's World is an important Chicago movie, very classic movie. Haven't seen it in a while, but finally got one of these hats, and this one is a strapback. All the other Wayne's World hats I found were trucker hats. Not a fan of trucker hats. I love my hat diversity. Trucker hats are great for other people, just not for me. So, party on. Excellent. Wayne's World, Wayne's World. Number 19 is a gift I got from one of my friends from college, Sean. He was out in the Kansas City area, I think 2 years ago, sometime before the pandemic all hit. And he was asking, if I wanted a souvenir. Great guy, very supportive. And he was talking about that he was by the Negro Baseball League Museum. I had always been looking for a Kansas City Monarchs hat. He wasn't able to get one then, but he did send me for Christmas a American Needle dad hat, strap back Kansas City Monarchs hat. And I saw the tags on it. It's just a very nice hat. Kind of roughed up, kind of coloring, discolored. It looks like it's been worn out. I love that it's an American Needle hat. American Needle, very underrated hat brand, and they have a lot of great historical accuracy to their hats. On the inside, it talks about the archive from the Negro League Baseball era and has the emblem, the symbol for the league itself. And it's a strap back. I love that aspect. And it's a really good looking hat. It almost reminds me of the hat the one kid was wearing in Sandlot. So, for at number 19 on the list here, thank you, Sean. This side patch was a huge craze for Cubs fans this year, and the original one slipped from my hands, but I was able to get a hat that had the same side patch on it, just in different kind of looks than I had expected, but still the Cubby Bear face here with the 1990 All-Star Game side patch, pink underbrim, and white guts. This white sweatband, or white guts, however you want to call it, is a very nice look. It's a darker blue than the current Cubby Blue hat color that they have now, current, olden times. So this one, very comfortable fit, and really great hat. And I love that I have the 90 side patch on the side there. Hat number 17 on the list is movie related also. Came from Hat Club, celebrating the 25th year anniversary of the greatest animated movie ever made, Toy Story. And of the 4 hats that I got, my Pizza Planet hat, I think, was the best looking one. This one, pretty plain, but very outstanding. Didn't have any Toy Story patch on the back of the hat like the others did. And this one is just simple, but for people my age, I want to say kids, but I mean, to some people we're kids, but for people my age and people who grew up with Toy Story, wearing this hat out, they're going to be like, Pizza Planet. I want to go to Pizza Planet now. So this was a pretty huge one to get for the collection. Oh my, 16? 16-ish? Or whatever the number is on the screen. I can't count backwards. I'm a musician. I can only count to 4. That's the problem. Next hat is from Hat Club. They did a All-Star Game side patch pre-order back in August, and these were delivered in early to mid-December. And there's just something about the Nationals all navy with the 2018 All-Star side patch on the side and a blue, icy blue underneath brim color that was really, really attractive. I was between this and the Los Angeles Angels 2010 All-Star Game icy blue under brim, but I pulled the trigger and went with the Nationals one. And this one was the Curly W, or like everyone else at work called it, the Walgreens hat. Really great colors, and I've been inspired lately to get more National hats. So I'm kind of not hopping the Nationals bandwagon, but more of just trying to collect as many hats as I can for the Nationals. Just now realizing the cool logo, and just because for personal reasons I've been getting into the Nationals look. So this is 16, yeah, number 16 on the list. First honorable mention is this Atlanta Braves pink under brim hat, but the most important part is it has the 1995 World Series side patch. I love this one, and this one is also kind of in a tie with the other 2 hats I got from the initial pink bottom drops, with the White Sox 05 and the Blue Jays 93 side patches. These were just really great hats. I mean, didn't even have to have the pink underbrims, but these are, especially the White Sox one, really kicked off my interest into the pink underbrim trend. And it's just, these are some of the honorable mentions, and I'll mention two more in the next top 10 video. Number 15 on the top hats of the year. This one was definitely not released in 2020. This was 10 years in the making to get. This hat celebrates the beginning of the great hockey dynasty of this decade, the 2010 Chicago Blackhawks Stanley Cup champion locker room hat. Made by New Era too. That's huge. The other two, the 13 and the 15, are Reebok. Yeah, they're Reebok. And then it became crappy Fanatics. Let's not talk about Fanatics in hockey. I got this one off of eBay. This one is still a little dirty on the front of the crown, but that's nothing that crown wipes can fix. So I'll just polish it up here. Well, I gotta take it out of the packaging, but yeah, I'll clean it up, and crown wipes will fix that right up for me. This one was when they won the Stanley Cup in 2010. They ended a 49-year drought of the Cup. The last time that they had won before 2010 was 1961, and it was just a huge deal for this new team to build a dynasty for the Blackhawks to win 2 more Cups in the next 4 years, 5 years really. It was a great time to be a Chicago fan, and then, you know, the Cubs winning and getting into the playoffs in 2015, and then winning the World Series in 2016. It was a pretty good decade for Chicago fans. Number 14 was a hat club drop that happened over the summer. It was the Chicago Cubs Cotton Candy with the 1990 World Series side patch on the side there. Pink underbrim, very nice colors. Some called this the gender reveal hat. Kind of funny. There were some of the cotton candy hats that if it had red in the original logo, it worked really, really well in the cotton candy hat. The side patch stands out really well. This one, for sure, is a summertime hat, but was really creative, and this is my first time getting the 90 All-Star side patch. So this was a pretty good one. Number 13 was another Hat Club hat, a green eggs and ham, a leftover drop as they would call it. I got the Orioles. I had been seeing a few people get the Orioles hat, and when they originally came out, I originally got the Cubs and the Boston Red Sox. The Cubs was for sure the best of the green eggs and ham drop from that collection. But Hat Club had leftovers. It's been kind of a thing with the pre-orders that they make more than are being ordered, you know, for those just in case moments. But because they have leftovers, we get to clean up house from them. And I love the just simple white logo with the 50th anniversary side patch for the World Series 1970, and that it was a pink underbrim. The one hat that I wish I would have gotten as a sloppy second or leftover was the Washington Nationals green eggs and ham. So if anyone has one laying around, 7.5 or 7 5/8, send it over to the professor here. Number 12 was a lost hat of mine. This is my first order from Hat Heaven, the Atlanta Braves 2000 All-Star Game side patch. This one I did a recent video on. This one has pretty authentic look to it. White sweatband, gray underbrim. It's not wool, polyester, but this is a huge hat for me to get in my collection. Go watch the video if you want to know a little bit more of why this was so important to me, suffice to say, my parents went to the All-Star game in 2000. So go watch the video and learn a little bit more. Now, when I was doing my original top 10 list, or when I was originally doing these rankings, I had this one in my top 10, and then I kind of shuffled the rankings around and realized there was one hat that kind of was a little bit before this one, but if I had to give a tie, it would be between number 11 and 10. But I'll just show the number 11 hat in this video and then number 10 in the next video. This one was a related lost hat. The last hat I had wanted was a snapback version, but glad I found the fitted version. It would be nice that if it fit my head, but I can use my hat stretching techniques to stretch it out and wear my Harvard 5950 hat properly. I went to a event at Harvard for Model Congress in 2013, my senior year, and I made the joke, I'm like, oh, I went to Harvard, and while I was there, as a high school senior, I applied there, and during the application process, the admissions interview, the word overqualified was tossed around a little bit too much, and I made the joke that, oh, I had a 7.0 GPA, which the highest it can go is 4, and my ACT score, they wouldn't accept it, was a 37. The perfect score is 36 if you take the ACT. So trying to overconfident myself with those stats there and those jokes. But this one, really cool to get. It's also USA made. I love that part. Got this one off of eBay, and it's a 7 3/8, and I'll have to stretch it out a little bit further, but if one day I can find a 7.5 or 5/8 in a Harvard hat, then that'd be just as cool as well. Alright, that's going to end it for part 1, numbers 20 through 11 for the top 20 of 2020 hat list for me. So I will see you in the next section, next part, which I think I'll just upload the same day, maybe the next day. If not, keep your notifications set. I think I'll just do it, I'll release it tomorrow from when you're watching this. Unless it's already been released, then go watch it anyway. That should be somewhere on the channel. But I'll see you next time for the top 10 hats of 2020. And some of them are pretty good. Some of them are really good. So, instead of dismissing class, I will let you out to recess. I will see you after recess. See you then.